the beginning of the cabbage season, the beginning of the root season. We start getting into our heavy crops of potatoes and carrots and onion. And you know, there's still plenty of good veggies left, but it's pretty much the beginning of the end when the frost starts knocking on the door, you know. Within a few weeks we'll get like 20 degrees and that'll freeze potatoes underground and you know, it gets messy if you don't hurry up and finish up. This is how we introduce them onto the farm. Some of them just separated from their mom down there. So we build a physical welded wire pen, put them in here out in the pasture, get them used to living out on the grass, get them trained to the electric fence, and then we open that up and they can have all this grass. But it just takes a couple weeks to get them used to being out on the pasture.
Is the chorizo your recipe?
Chorizo is a recipe that the guys at Lifeline helped me get together up at Lifeline Farm.
Nice.
It is made with our onions, garlic, and dried oregano from the garden.
Nice.
Yeah.
Perfect.
So it should be really good. We're excited to try this batch.
Nice. Excellent. Me too. Welcome back to Cosmic Apple Gardens in Victor, Idaho. So good to be back. I was talking to Jed a little bit earlier, and you know, it's very hot right now, but at night it's getting really cold. We're getting some frost, so this is the beginning of the end pretty much. This is Beldar, the conehead. This guy is a Murdoch cabbage, and we're gonna take the leaves of this guy, we're gonna stuff him with this beautiful chorizo that comes from the farm. The pigs are right over there. We're gonna start with a tomato sauce. We're gonna stop it at a certain point and we're gonna make it into a gazpacho. It's great, let's get started. And what you can do is get down in the center and kind of pull that core out just like so. And that'll loosen those outer leaves a little bit for you. Just having a little patience here is gonna give you an end product that's fantastic. And you know, it's gonna take a little bit of time to pull these leaves. So now we got the outer leaves pulled off here. We're just gonna take I usually use a paring knife or a ceramic knife. I get in there and pull that center core out. When you fold the parcel over, this will not bend, so you just wanna get rid of that. And sometimes, you know, you get little stickage here, just kind of clean it up. And when pieces of the cabbage come off like this, don't be afraid, because it'll break like that. You pull that off and you blanch them as well, and then when you come back and you find like holes in certain parts of the cabbage, you can just kind of make a little patchwork in it. We got the center core taken out here. Now we're gonna start blanching. What I've done here, I have some iodized salt in there. And then what you wanna have ready is a little ice bath for the leaves, and that'll just cool them down, and then we're gonna dry them out. So into an ice bath here and get them cool quickly. What we're gonna do is we're gonna take our green onion tops and we're gonna blanch these as well. So a couple seconds on those guys. So now you can put those right in the ice water as well. Get those guys cooled down. What you want to do is lay these guys down between two towels. Get all that water out of there. Now we're just going to set these guys aside for a minute, and then we're going to work on our stuffing. We're going to start with our chorizo here, this beautiful chorizo. We're going to go into a pan, bit of olive oil here. Get that guy nice and hot. We're gonna take these chorizos and slice them out of the skin here. Oh man. I think you better come over here and take a smell of this, buddy. Oh, it smells good. Smell that, eh?
Yeah.
Wait till the garlic and onions hit there.
That looks nice.
No doubt. Oh, buddy. So we got the CC bubbling down here, and that's cosmic chorizo to you. It's actually hard to be around it, so I'm going to stand over here and get this work done. So we'll start off with the onion. I'm going to use the onion for the tomato sauce too, so I'm just going to go with half here. I'm going to go pretty small because when you're stuffing cabbage, you don't want any big pieces to sort of get in your way. Get our garlic done, just give it a little smash. So onion, garlic. Now for the work. We're gonna do our kale. What I'm gonna do here is just smash it up and shave it as fine as I can. Then we'll run it back through the knife a couple times. All right. Going all in there. We're gonna give that a nice stir around. That is gorgeous. Oh, We're gonna spend about 3 minutes in there. We're gonna prep up our other vegetables. We're gonna grate some carrot in there because, I mean, these cosmic carrots are some of the best on the planet. Fresno chili. I'm just gonna do a half here because this baby's already spicy. We're not gonna do any salt on that either, just because it's carrying a little bit of salt in it already. We are gonna go in right now with the chilies, just because I want those to I want that flavor to kind of soften up a little bit. I just checked the kale again. It's getting to the point where we're gonna start adding other things. So I'm gonna add the shredded carrots here. Give that a little stir. Then we're gonna go in with our half onion and 1 clove of garlic. Oh, the smell here is so amazing. It's really, I just wish you were here. So what I did at home is I cooked 1 cup of basmati rice. I don't want too much rice for this because I really want that chorizo and the vegetables to sort of shine in this dish. So I'm gonna go about half of that. I would put a fried egg on this and not even stuff it in cabbage and just abandon the whole thing. And there's a chicken coop right over there that I could get a couple eggs. But I'm gonna stay the course. We're gonna let this cool. We're gonna stuff the cabbage with this stuff. Cut that guy down too. We're gonna do 2 at a time here. And we're gonna fill them just a bit here with our beautiful chorizo, rice, carrot, kale stuffing. Is just kind of fold up the cabbage. And when you get to about halfway, like a burrito, tuck in the ends just like that, if you can. And we might have to stuff them in another leaf here, which is totally fine too. So we'll do a smaller inner leaf here, and then we'll place them right in the center, and then just come up over the top to kind of close up the whole deal here. So next step is to get a long enough green onion to where we can tie these guys together, because you need a little bit of length. So start off with the 2 little wispy ends, just cross them up, turn them over, and then through the hole there, and tighten down just a little bit. Put the cabbage roll right up on top of there, tighten it down just a tad, and then do again right through the hole. We started off looking a little messy there, but what we turn up with is this pretty little package. So we're gonna keep doing that with these guys. Oh, they found me. So here is our last little parcel of stuffed cabbage. Wow, look at those, beautiful. So I'm gonna clean up. We're gonna start the sauce. So we're gonna start off with onion. And for this, we don't need a super fine chop. We'll just go a little more rustic. This is the kind of stuff that when I hit the last month at the farmer's market, I really like to stock up on the garlic. Carrots if I can, they're not gonna last as long. The last market hits, I don't wanna be left with no garlic. Okay, onion and garlic, they're together. We're gonna go in a little bit of chili here. I'm just gonna use the bottom third. So I'll clean those seeds out as well. I'm gonna go in with our olive oil here. Nice little glug. Make that sizzle. All right, so we're gonna chop up our tomatoes here. And for this, we are gonna add absolutely just rough cut tomatoes. So you can just kind of whip through these guys. So I'll just kind of beat them up a little bit here. That in the sun, how beautiful. Those guys are just all smashed up and nice. So what I did this morning was I took about 15 carrots and I juiced those guys, cosmic carrots of course, and we're gonna add that to this. I don't know if it's gonna need all of that, but I don't want it to be too much carrot. Maybe about half of that, so definitely a couple cups of carrot juice there. And then this is just kind of a filler, but it's really nice stuff. It's an organic vegetable juice. You got like celery root in there, beets, tomatoes. We go in with about half of that as well. You know what? Let's go all in. We're going for it. And we're gonna let that do its thing for a little bit. We're gonna taste the seasoning right off the bat here and see if we need to add. I'm definitely gonna add some pepper, but maybe not salt. I don't know yet. It's a real nice juice already. I will add a touch of salt. That was probably 7 cups. Just kidding. In with some pepper, good amount. I want this nice and peppery and bright. We're just gonna do our garnishes for the gazpacho right now. I'm gonna do some cooked, some raw. So I'm just gonna do little thirds on those. We're gonna season them up with some olive oil, salt, and pepper. And I'm just gonna go ahead and grill them now because we're gonna actually cool them down just a touch before we serve the gazpacho. We're gonna do zucchini, squash, and cucumber noodle to go in the center of the gazpacho too. So with this, I'm just gonna go ahead and cut it in half. We're gonna seed it out right in the lawn here. And what we're gonna do is just cut them small. Set those guys aside here. Check on our zucchini and squash. We just want just a little bit of color, still some bite in it. Now we're gonna work on our noodles here. So I'm just gonna slightly peel these guys. Nice and thin, just a couple rips across here. Hey, Dad. Now with the squash. Oh, look at that color. It's amazing. Look at how yellow, beautiful, and firm those are. We're just gonna hit them with a little bit of olive oil, salt and pepper. I'm gonna pull off our zucchini and squash. We got nice bubbles on our gazpacho over here. I got a little ice bath here, a metal container. I'm gonna pull some of our gazpacho out right now. Slow down or stop completely the cooking process. I'm gonna actually add the cucumber right now. And then we're gonna go in with our zucchini and squash. And that cooking, I love a cooked gazpacho just because you get the flavor of the grill in there. You still get the, a little bit of bite. I love them. So in we go, we're getting cold there. You could add a good shot of sherry vinegar in there as well if you want. But what I'm gonna do out here right now is go in with a half a lime and a half a lemon. So I'm gonna set that aside. We're gonna stir our noodles up a little bit. Our cucumber, zucchini, and squash. The olive oil and the salt and the pepper is just gonna help soften those guys up quite a bit. I'm just gonna cut off a piece of baguette here. You can do this at home, just chuck it on your grill, broil it in your oven. I'm gonna take a little muddler and just kind of smash up the tomatoes and the vegetables. You never want to put your gazpacho in a blender. It just alters the color and flavor. What you really want to do is have a food mill, or you can smash it up like this by hand. And I think it actually makes it taste better. Perfect with the bread there. Give the noodles here a little twist and put them right in the center. Then we're going to ladle our gazpacho around the noodles. Get a little bit more of the broth in there. Now what we're gonna do is finish with some really nice olive oil. I like a little finish with pepper, a little bread. I also have a little micro arugula that I'm just for color, a little bit of flavor there. Here's our final dish. We have a grilled Cosmic Apple Gardens vegetable gazpacho, a little fresh cucumber noodles, squash, zucchini, some grilled bread. So we got our sauce reduced down by about half. So that's boiling. I'm gonna move this guy without spilling. And we're gonna put a little bit of olive oil on these guys just to kind of season the outside of the leaves. A little bit of salt and pepper there. Right into our beautiful brazier here. Pan's nice and hot. Perfect fit. And you can do this day ahead of time at least. 2 days. Night, night. We've had these guys on for about 10 minutes or so. You can look at that. Oh my goodness. Look, and the smell coming out of there. So I'm gonna move this guy aside. I just wanted to pull that off and give you guys a look. We're gonna go back on. With that, we're gonna grill our bread and we're gonna finish this dish. And with a dish like this, don't be afraid to grill it till it's a little bit dark. For me, that's perfect. Oh, buddies, you're gonna freak out. Right up on top here. Oh, look at that, just bubbling away. Nicely tied. We got one extra in there. We'll leave that for the homies. Go back on the grill. We're gonna finish this up with a bit of the sauce, just right over the top there. You want a bit of that sauce in there too, just to put the bread into, sop up these flavors. We're gonna go again with some really nice olive oil. We're also gonna do a little stab of this beautiful basil oil that we made. Some of Cosmic Apple's famous purple basil and some regular basil as well. Just kind of hand tear that up. Small micro chives that we're gonna put in there. We're just gonna finish it around with some bread, a little bit of fleur de sel. Final dish, Cosmic Apple, Murdoch cabbage, stuffed with chorizo, bunch of vegetables, white rice, finished with a basil oil and grilled bread. Uh-huh.
That looks like
Isn't that
it's
pretty?
in hot lava.
Oh, that's a wrap for this week. Cosmic Apple Farms, thanks so much. Thanks for
Our
the
pleasure.
treat. Oh my goodness.
So fun.
Thanks to the family. You guys are great.
Get a shot.
Let's eat.
Are we gonna karate chop it in half?
No, I'm just gonna cut it for you. Unless you want me to karate chop it. Because I don't know karate, I know crazy. Why don't you guys go over there in the rowdy corner? The kids' table, definitely. Blaze a fire, lick a shot, man. All right, should be ready there.